they side with the purported cool kids, the women, the lesbian, the woman of color, the gay person, whatever.
What's up, world? Welcome back, Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck, and we are about to discuss Dan Dakich completely ripping ESPN for their wokeism. They are simply just too woke for their own good, and it is ruining the network. As Pat Macafee elaborates, we are going to get into this, guys. Make sure you get in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. Thumbs up, like the video. Let's go.
Pat Macafee did the unexpected, which is not surprising. He took a massive swing. He did at mainstream sports media. Now, awful announcing can't like Pat Macafee because awful announcing, well, frankly, is awful. Used to be all right, but now it's gone so far left and so far in the pocket of the folks like Levitard and Kimes and Spain and all the little perceived cool kids at ESPN that they cannot wait 1 second to get after me or Pat Mac or anybody of our ilk.
Now, guys, I want you guys, because his mic sounds a little distorted, so that is his mic, not mine. But I want to tell you guys why he's talking about this. He says ESPN and the cool kids and the extreme leftists that are over there. Now, we all know that they do the most at ESPN, and quite frankly, guys, it's getting so out of hand. Sports are not the same. Sports are not covered the same. They talk about the same topics. They like who they like. And you guys can see that with all of the glazing going on for Deion Sanders right now, because guess what they are doing? They are pandering, guys. But we're going to really deep dive into this, guys, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. So let's keep going.
It felt like there was kind of a calculated attack seemingly taking place on me and my show because of how different we are. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the fact, look, Pat, I got to tell you, I know you're very popular with all races, creeds, colors, whatever you want to say, but make no mistake, you're a white dude. And in this world, a white dude, whether it's fair or not, maybe it's reparations, I don't know. But in this world, a white dude ain't gonna be the hero to a liberal-ass website.
Now, guys, I want you guys to pay attention to how he's calling this out, man. Pretty much saying that we know that Pat Macafee is a very likable guy. He just has awesome energy, man. I have nothing against Pat McAfee. I think that he comes across as just a complete dude, kind of acts like a frat guy, super funny, super rich. I mean, and he's saying that because his network does things very differently, is why people at ESPN don't like him, because he refuses to conform. Mind you guys, Pat McAfee had his platform established, making moves from within his career, during his career, and also we know after his career. This guy's a complete rock star, says what he wants, does what he wants, and because everybody else are programmed left liberal robots, he doesn't, he doesn't abide by that, so they hate him. Okay, they hate him, and he's actually taking the high road here. Me personally, I'm with Dan Dakich, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, you're a white man. And people like that who feel like, that they are owed the world, right? No matter what color they are, they feel like their rights are right, you are wrong. And because you don't believe in what they believe in, they're irrational, okay? Like me, keep in mind, guys, I am very independent. I don't care if you're left or right. But I also would like to respect that if you have a stance, I can respect it. But if I don't agree with your stance, why can't you respect it? It's just the way that they are at ESPN and certainly across the world. But let's keep going.
There are all kinds of liberal media out there for them
exactly
to piggyback on. I've long accepted that once I figured it out. And you really can't fight it other than to make fun of them. But I like what Pat Mac's doing here.
And that's why he's so outspoken. He said he figured it out a long time ago. And once you figure it out and you let it go, you just don't care.
Because of the journalistic standards that we do not adhere to. We have no journalism school people on staff. I did not do anything with an agent. I negotiated a deal myself. So those are two powerful groups that potentially were cut out of my operation completely. And don't think that doesn't piss them off.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think that does not piss them off even a little bit. A lot of legitimate people I had a lot of respect for before this whole thing started kind of just made me look like a complete asshole.
And they pretty much all turned on him, is what he's getting at. You see, Stephen A. Smith is the biggest rat out of all of them, acting like he's so happy to be a friend of Pat McAfee, but the whole time is waiting to pull the race car so that he could trump him in his pay because he feels like he needs the same amount of money, not realizing that, Stephen A. Smith, I'm happy you got your money, but let's be honest. Pat McAfee had his shit established before you. That's why Stephen A. Smith started to develop his Stephen A. Smith show, which is now approaching, I think, 700,000 or 800,000 subscribers. So, of course, guys, he's going to pull that card, but he did it backwards. You see, Pat McAfee, they came to him. Stephen A. Smith went to them. So he has the right, the cachet, to talk the way he's talking, to do the things that he wants to do. Now, I don't understand what's the big deal. To me, all of y'all are rich in my eyes. So I think everybody should be happy for each other. But we all know that that's not how it works. And because he cut out the middleman, he does not do traditional journaling. That is what makes his show so popular. Why do you think podcasters like myself, we enjoy doing our own content? No management. No one can control what I say, what comes out of my mouth. You either like it or you don't. You're going to watch the video or you're not. And Pat McAfee is the same way, except he has millions of subscribers. And people actually like him because he's a genuine rock star.
There's a new article out about me in Barrett Sports Media because I went after, and maybe they're right, actually. I went a little too personal after Chris Ballard, but my problem is when I lose respect for someone, I can't stop. Particularly when I hear their voice and they sit there and lie. That's why last night, completely sober, by the way, I couldn't stand listening to Kamala Harris. Couldn't stand it. I don't know what even it was. It was like, how is this person possibly running for president with that guy?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm an independent voter, but this is something. I mean, I understand that we have extreme leftists out here in the world, right, where they refuse to acknowledge any type of ignorance. But I know that this is besides sports, and I've actually been thinking about starting a debate channel or independent channel where I can just talk about topics that are non-sports related. So y'all let me know if y'all want to hear that, because trust me, I can go. But I think that with this, anyway, guys, let's just keep going, man. But the Kamala Harris situation, make sure y'all do the right thing. I would like to see these two collab. I mean, look at these personalities. How could you not like Dan Dockich? Yes, he's an asshole, but he's letting you know he's an asshole. He's not faking it. He's not an industry plant. He's a straight up dude. And I like this guy, man. Him and Pat McAfee actually have similar personalities. That's why he just said that Pat McAfee said that he would hire him in a second, in a heartbeat. Because the truth of the matter is, this is how traditional commentating analysts commentating radio broadcasting, this is how it used to be. Nobody cared about the harsh truth. I just find it crazy that any little thing you say is sensitive, you get canceled or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, counseling people is not a full-time job. No one gets a salary for it. Let's be honest. And I just don't understand this, but man, this is spot on, man. I think that Pat McAfee is going to continue to be a hated guy, but deep down, I mean, let's just be honest, man. Pat, he's a self-made guy. He really doesn't need ESPN, but ESPN is going to overly pay for him.
That's a group that you see on TV. They're fine. SVP, he stays out of things. He's fine. Different folks you see on SportsCenter are fine. Then you've got the cool kids. The kids that have figured out, look, we can run ESPN because of the color of our skin and our liberal views. And Pat doesn't fit into any of these.
Now, that's something, guys, that I have been harping on. It's clear as day that there are a lot of left-leaning people in ESPN, especially women, where they refuse to see any other type of opinions. They feel very much in charge. And I said this a while back. I said, it seems like there are, hey, I'm all for black excellence, man, but there are too many black egos there. It's nothing wrong with certain people or individuals that are qualified to be there, in my opinion. But there seems to be a overspilling of just too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, if you guys know what I mean. And ESPN is self-destructing from the inside out, because it's only a matter of time, especially like when the world really does revert back into, my opinion now, when the world reverts back into a lot of traditional ways, I do think that a lot of this is going to die out. So it's good that they're having their fun now. Pat McAfee does not fit in with this because he's a traditional stand-up guy. He's married. He seems like, I believe he's Catholic. Could be wrong. I see him wear the cross a lot. But he seems like a traditional man that has traditional beliefs. So, of course, he's not going to give in to the ESPN stuff where you see Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith claims to be independent, but he panders to the left all the time. If you watch his politics, he tries to play the middleman, but he's afraid to keep it real with our community, with the black community. And this is excuse my French, but that's a weak ass fucking mentality. And it just sucks. It is what it is. I happen to get a lot of flack because I go against the grain. I don't go against the people in my community. I go against the grain, meaning I don't have to believe what y'all believe in. That's just me. I happen to be a very traditional man. I like to stay in the middle and make what's best for me and my morals and my values. It doesn't make me a sellout. It doesn't make me an Uncle Tom. But you have all these people, grown-ass men with multi-millions of dollars who don't even have the courage to come out and talk the way I'm talking. That's sad.
It doesn't go there other than when he is asked to do something like yesterday. He shows up on set only on Saturdays for game day, and he does his own thing from his own place. He doesn't need them, and they know it.
And I just told you guys, Pat McAfee, self-made. You see how his show is set up? It looks like he's in his fucking garage. And he's making a killing from ESPN because he is box office. He has the charisma. He has the knowledge. He has personality, man. And you don't got to go to journalism 8 damn years to do what Pat McAfee does. He's just a very likable guy. He seems like a true American guy. And that is what's helping him. That's his brand.
He doesn't really fit. Well, what happens when you don't really fit? When you don't really fit, people come at you. Think of the kid in grade school that didn't fit in anywhere. People either didn't pay attention or they came at them, and nobody's going to not pay attention in the media to Pat McAfee.
Exactly.
So what do? They side with Easy. They side with the purported cool kids, the women, the lesbian, the woman of color, the gay person, whatever.
This dude is on fire. Tell me right now if he's lying. I don't even need to say too much. Tell me right now if he's lying. He's not lying. You see how Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp bite their tongues. They get into these heated debates and they go home and they get on their podcast to say how they really feel. They won't say it on set. They won't say it right there at ESPN, which is Disney Capital. And we already know how Disney rolls. We see the kid movies that are being released nowadays. Make it make sense.
The modern cool kids to the media. Pat McAfee doesn't fit any of that. He's married. He's got a child. He runs his own shop. Everything that awful announcer does fine, except if they were honest. Now, if they were honest, Pat McAfee would be even more celebrated.
Yes.
Pat McAfee would be put on a damn pedestal for exactly how you do it. Remember, this isn't Tom Brady with 6 or 7, whatever he's got, Super Bowl. This is a punter for the Colts. It ain't a punter in New York. It's a punter for the Colts.
Wow.
And his brand has been building since he was a punter, whether it was the golf swing, whether it was knocking a guy out of bounds when he was on kick return as the kicker. He should be celebrated. But we all know what happens. What did I just say? Anybody different going back to grade school gets attacked, gets picked on, gets prodded, gets poked, gets paid attention to in not the most positive way. And that is the only reason Pat McAfee comes under fire from these people.
Bingo. Enough said, man. And he just really told the complete truth, guys. Whether you agree to disagree or just don't even want to hear it, this guy told nothing but the truth. Pat McAfee is not a Tom Brady, but his brand is pretty big. He might not be looked at athletically or as far as his NFL career, but as far as things off of the field, his journalism career or media career, like, the guy is a self-made man. And like he said, because he does not fit in, I told you guys he's a traditional guy. That's not what ESPN is about. They just want the money that they're going to make off of Pat McAfee and streaming or et cetera, et cetera. And this is pretty much the truth being exposed. I agree with everything that Dan Dakich just said. What say you? You guys let me know in the comment section like you often do. Please do not forget to like the video, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new. Share the video as well. I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah.